If you want bigger profits, start finding better deals. So today, I'm trying to find the highest profit car flips on Facebook Marketplace. And after 7 years of flipping cars full time, making over $200,000, I've made 3 rules we'll be following today to find the most profitable flip. They have to be less than 140,000 miles, under $5,000, and they only can have cosmetic problems, no mechanical ones. First car right here, $2,450 for a 2008 Volvo XC90. Hi, I'm selling. Everything works great. It's a good daily car and it just needs a little cosmetic work. That's perfect because we're dealing with only cosmetic problems and nothing mechanical. And he's selling due to medical bills, which is not good for him, but it's good for us because it means he probably needs to sell it pretty quickly to pay for it. So I'm going to take this car and we're going to compare it with other ones to see if it's actually a good deal or if that's a normal price for these things in Texas. So first I'm going to save it, then I'm just going to copy and paste the same name into another tab to see what those are selling for. And it actually seems like a lot of them are going for more, but then there's some beat up old ones which are going for less. So we'll click deeper into these, but the reason we're doing it in Texas is because Texas is not where I live. It's not my local market, so I have no clue what these car prices are going for, which kind of helps people learn how I would actually go about it if I didn't know what the cars were worth. And so let's just start clicking on a few of these. This one's $5,500. It seems perfect. He says oboe. It was listed a while ago. It's all right. It was probably just up there because it's super high priced. This guy asking 5,000, price is negotiable. And those are the two high ones. The rest are kind of around our price. And then some of them, like these ones over here, are newer, so they don't really count. Let's click on a few that are just lower price like ours. See, like this one's perfect basically. It's a priced accurately car, it's a good car, but it's nothing crazy, and you can see like it's kind of beat up in the inside. So this car we'd skip for sure, but you could definitely go in person and like negotiate that car down to like $1,500 probably if you were good at it and it was the right seller. So that's not like a complete no, but for today we're gonna move on because there's definitely gonna be better deals. By the way, our filters over here, I set it to owner, individual, because we don't want any overpriced dealers. The price is 5,000 because that was rule 2 or 1, I don't really know. Date listed, last 7 days, because I don't want old listings, and we're just doing this as an example. And the mileage is 140,000 because that was our rule, one of our rules. When I'm searching, I don't always just click on the first one, then click on the second one and do that comparing. Normally, I'll scroll through all these listings, find the best ones that stick out, maybe the top 5%, top 10%, that could be a good deal. Then I'll click on it, I'll compare it, and I'll also buy a Carfax for it, which I didn't buy a Carfax for this one because we're in Texas, and they kind of have a weird situation with their plates. Sometimes the plates show other cars that they were registered on, so it's harder to buy Carfaxes, you just need the VIN. And then once we save 10 of them, we'll go back and do what we did with this car right here and compare them, like right here, we compared all the listings. This one, it's crazy low. It's 2019. It's obviously going to be some scam. These are always scams, or it's just like a dealership and that's the down payment price. This one you can see there's 2 pictures and it says call someone. Whenever they tell you to call someone or email someone, they're either a dealer or a scam, normally a scam. So just avoid it. Don't even bother messaging them or anything else. In $1,000 Nissan Altima special, asking $1,000, just need money. It needs a new head gasket. The head gasket's a big problem. We can't look at these super cheap ones because we're only looking for cosmetic problem cars, because that just makes it really easy. If it's only cosmetics, you just fix up a couple things that you know are going to make it look a lot better and resell it. And then you can make a huge profit without having to do any mechanical work and guessing and hoping it's going to fix it. This one's 2,500. What about this one? It has 140,000 miles. That's literally right at our cap of miles. Mechanically, it's perfect, but the rest isn't perfect. I mean, it looks really shiny, really nice. A little suspicious. I can't tell you why, really. It just feels like this is a flipper's car. It might not, but it just looks clean. They seem to have done a good job with everything. This car, I'm gonna say, is not a deal, and we're gonna move on. I know I didn't compare it, but you could just kind of tell it's not a perfect car. It's $2,500. 140,000 miles, which not too many miles. Obviously, that's lower than 200,000, which is like, when you get in that range, that's a little too high for cars. And yeah, people will buy them. They just sit for sale longer. Let's see what else we can find though, because I know there's going to be a really good deal on here. $3,000, 2019. It's got to be, yeah, it's $3,000 down. So the price of the car is going to be like 20,000 or something. Moving on, I found a 2018 Kia right here. Let's see. He's selling it for his brother. When they say like brother-in-law, people love saying brother-in-law, sister-in-law, all that stuff, and all they're really saying is I'm flipping the car, because it says a different name on the paperwork, which usually is what flippers do. And there's a decent amount out there of flippers. So they just make up excuses why their name isn't on the title. And usually when a flipper is selling a car, they're pricing it at what it's worth or even more. So you can't really make any money on it. And sometimes flippers will fix the cars really badly, and then you have to go in and fix everything all over again. So it's just not really worth it to buy from flippers normally. If it's a good flipper, it could be good. And obviously if they're flipping it, it's not like 100% a no-go. Just go in person and look over the car extra well. And if it looks good, you usually can buy it still. But there's usually not gonna be much money to be made. Anyways, looking back over this, maybe a flipper, maybe not. We never know. 90,000 miles, not too horrible. It's sitting for a year. It needs a tune-up. That's gonna be some mechanical problems, so we're gonna move on. $1,200 for a 2012 Ford Focus. It's probably got some problems. Yep, definitely. Okay, here's a $2,500 2011. Runs and drives 134,000 miles. It's not too bad. The hood's faded. Looking over, there's like missing pieces. Real fast, if you're getting into car flipping, I'd like to give you a free Carfax. It'll help you avoid buying a car with hidden problems like being in an accident or having a bad history. They're normally $45, but this is my gift to you, completely free. Just click the link in the description, enter your email, and I'll send it over. Seat covers, so the seats are probably ripped. You can see the bumper's been repainted. It's like 2 different colors. Honestly, this bumper was probably repainted too. It's like harder to tell, but I think it was repainted. So this car's like not too clean, but it is an SUV, which a lot of people will pay more money for. So we're gonna save this one, and it could be worth $4,000. I'm not sure really, because the market's completely different in Texas, but we'll go back in a little bit and check if that's worth it or not when we find some more cars. $3,700, but it's a Toyota 4Runner. Let's see what the description says. No engine or transmission leak. Clean title. Everything works good except for the paint is horrible. And the seats have seat covers on them, which is not the best because they're probably ripped. If I ever see seat covers, I always ask them right away, are the seats ripped? These ones probably are because it's honestly not in the best condition. You can see it's just a little beat up and the outside paint's bad. But for a 4Runner and it's 4x4, which is just desirable for people, that's pretty great. And so we're gonna save it. And it says 29,000 miles. I do not think this thing has 29,000. It might have 290,000 because a lot of times they just don't add the zero, or it could have 129,000. We don't know, so we'd have to ask the guy. But I saved that one because I think it could be good. It just depends on a lot of information, but we'll compare it and see what's up with it in a little bit. A 2003 Cadillac Escalade for $2,400. There's no description, so we're just gonna base off these 3 pictures right here. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's an older car, obviously. And if he didn't say there's anything wrong with it, we're just gonna assume there's nothing wrong with it. I'm gonna assume it's, honestly, it definitely doesn't have 16,000 miles, and the only other thing, it could be 160,000 miles, so I'm actually going to unsave that. And yeah, it could be something else, but it almost always, they just forget a zero, so we're just going to skip that. This one, it's $2,000 for 2023. It's not even worth clicking because we just know that that's not going to be the real price. It's probably a dealer car or something else. This one looks like another good deal, but you can see in the background there's all sorts of cars, which means he's probably a dealer or another car flipper, and it's probably broken down if it's that cheap and it was just sitting outside in the picture. This looks really cheap for a van. I'm just gonna click on it quickly, see what they say. Yeah, down payment. Exactly, that's a dealer. And by the way, I have owner individual, no dealerships. So every listing that's posted by a dealer like this is actually illegal. They have to actually disclose that they're a dealer in their listing. I just clicked on this one. It's a 2003 for $2,500. Just seeing how interested people are. So he's just trying to get the highest price. We don't know what it's worth, but I know he's not going to be like selling it for super cheap. So we'll move on. All right, an SUV. It's in front of a shop. Just a car wash, okay. Translation, everything's perfect. Clean title. It needs new brake pads. We said no mechanical problems, but brake pads really aren't that big of a deal. They're pretty cheap. The car looks perfect. I don't know what they're worth, but I'm just gonna save it for now. And we'll pick one also that has 0 mechanical problems, but that one was just a good deal, so we're saving it. All right, $2,500. It says $2,800 on the truck, which, getting a little bonus. Ooh, it has 281,000 miles. It's always good to look on the odometer because usually it says the mileage and then you can compare it with what they put here. And obviously he didn't put them in there. So if he didn't show the odometer, we wouldn't have known, but now we do. And like on here, usually you could check mileage, and just zooming in, it says odometer 100,000, so they probably put it in wrong or they just put in a random number because it doesn't really matter. But it shows like there's a check engine light on, which he showed us a picture, but he says it's working good, and so that's just weird. Like, say it in the description too. But this is a bad car. There's a check engine light. What about this one right next to it? $2,200, 2016, no mechanical issues, bill of sale, and owner's ID. Oh, I missed this part. It says no title, runs and drives. Never buy a car with no title. Sometimes the person just lost the title and you could get a new title. They could go in and order it and stuff and show proof that it's their car. But most of the time, the car's stolen or they bought the car from someone with no title. And so basically, you can't get a title for the car. And if you could, they probably would have. In this 2014, $3,000. They say everything's good in the description. Looking through it, it looks like a perfect car, honestly. It's really clean. The miles are fine. The price may be a little high just for a normal sedan, but we'll save it. And that one, actually, let me click on it again. Cars like this, they're super clean. They literally need nothing. Like the guy put tire shine on it and everything. He's probably flipping it or he just got it ready to sell. And these cars are my favorite because sometimes you can just buy them and resell them for like a $1,500 profit without doing any work. Like maybe I just clean the seats a little and that'd be it. So I'd still look at cars that don't need any work, but a lot of the times they're priced right. But we'll check on this one in a little bit. And I just noticed there's a little something right there going on. It looks dinged. Could be the reflection, but I'm pretty sure that's messed up. And so for a problem like that, I guess you'd just do a paint pen over it and it would look good enough. It wouldn't be perfect. Ooh, all right. $1,500, 2014. GMC needs blue title engine. I don't know what that needs, but it needs either a title or an engine. so either way, we don't want that. This one, they always have this weird like filter over them. It's like a clarity filter or something. And obviously it's not that cheap. These trucks go for a lot. And as you can see, it's a dealer, which obviously, but whenever I see this filter, it's usually a dealer or a scam, almost always. Like just look at this next to these two cars. It just has this weird sharpness to it. And there's just micro things like that that you'll learn along the way scrolling through them. And so like next time I scroll by one like that, I just scroll by it. You don't even have to click on it and you just save a lot of time. Like these $1 ones, you can tell it was modified, it's lowered. So he's looking for an offer, which is usually what they're doing. He says 10K, which is crazy. I was just showing you that as an example. But when they put like $1, they're usually looking for offers. And it's not worth it to deal with people like that. They're just shopping back and forth, comparing other people's prices, saying, hey, this guy offered this much, this guy offered this much, and trying to just get the highest price. You won't get a good deal like that. This one, these PT Cruisers actually go for like no money anywhere. So $1,800 is a good price. I assume they don't go for that much more in Texas than $1,800, but he does say price is negotiable. So maybe you could get this thing for $1,000. And depending on what they're reselling for with 108,000 miles, you could make maybe $1,000 to $2,000 on this thing. But we'll see when we get to the comparing phase in just a little bit. Ooh, $3,500 for a 2005. The mileage is not there. See right here, 230,000 miles. 23,000. They always miss out the zero. It's cool. Too many miles. Don't even have to click on anything else. Just get on to the next one. This looks way too clean. $5,000, 2016. It looks to be a guy just trying to sell it, which is cool. Strut needs to be replaced. That's not even a big deal. And looking through the rest of the thing, it looks very clean. I'm actually going to save this because it's literally under warranty, meaning it would be free and we wouldn't be doing any mechanical work. I'm not sure what these things are selling for. We'll see in a little bit. There's no way that thing's that cheap. No reason on clicking it. $1,700 for this ugly yellow. They just say their address and they say nothing about it. The miles are probably wrong. We're just gonna move on. It'd be a good deal. You never know. $700 and yep, that's the down payment likely. Another dealer. Even though we sorted them out. All right, we're gonna do a speed round and just go through a ton of them because I want to find a really good deal right now. What about this first one? 3,300, 2001. Seems good. We're just gonna save it. We'll check back on it. I don't know what they're selling for. Forgot to look at the pictures. I'm trying to do this speedy. It looks pretty good. So we're gonna move on. That's too expensive. Too expensive. Too expensive. Too expensive. Well, this is a 2021 for 5,000. The miles are 170,000 miles. It actually looks really good and it's dirty, so not as many people are going to want it. There's no license plate. That's a little suspicious, but I'm going to save this one and we'll compare it just to see what other ones are selling for because that could be a really good deal. All these just look too high priced. This one looks like it's from a dealer. A Ford Mustang, $3,500. That could be a great deal. Need to sell. Works good. Drift project, I think he meant to write, which is not good. Drift cars. Yeah, that thing's gonna be completely beat up. This thing could be a good deal if you fix it up and made it look brand new, but you can just tell it's been beat up. It's gonna need a lot more fixing than you think it'll need. So we're gonna move on. Oh, what a wonderful car right there. Just a bunch of green. Not real. Not real. Yeah, see, as you can see, there's a lot of not real in dealerships here in Texas. There's a lot less in California where I live. What about this? This thing looks dirty, so I bet it's gonna have some mechanical problems. Exactly, mechanical problems. So you're gonna need to fix something. It's not a nice car. It would need a lot of work. What about this? A 2015 Nissan Rogue, $2,500. I bought it. I've only had this car, looking for a new car. Check engine light is on, alternator. So basically, it needs a lot of work. There's a lot of things wrong with it. And there's no title. I just read at the end. We're not gonna buy this thing. All right, my brain is like overstimulated trying to go fast, so I'm gonna slow down now. We're gonna just find a couple more, and then we'll grab all the listings we found, and we're gonna go through them and compare them with other cars and find the best car where hopefully we can make like at least a $2,000 profit on it. 2016 Ford Escape, $2,200, only 80,000 miles, runs and drives. It does have a big gash in the side. Is that on both sides or just that side? Okay, it's just that side. I don't know why that took me so long. This side's destroyed, but for $2,200 to have a little bit of the destroyed side on a new car with 80,000 miles, that could definitely be worth it. I'm gonna save this, and honestly, I wouldn't really fix the messed up part. It kind of looked like, see, there's some like white scrapes there. I would just use a paint pen and touch up those scrapes right there, but other than that, it looks to be pretty good. It just needs a cleaning, and someone would buy this car for a lot more than that, I'm pretty sure. We'll check what they're selling for, like in new, perfect condition. And then if they're selling for a lot more, you just kind of take away a little bit because someone's going to have to deal with that scrape, which is pretty bad, but it's a good car. Right here's a $500 car. It's going to have problems, I assume. $500 down. Okay. Calm down. Stop doing that to me. Honda Accord, $3,500. And the description looks pretty good. Miles are 137,000. The bumpers are a little banged up, but it's really clean, honestly. Looks like the whole thing was just cleaned. Well, I can see the airbag light is on, which is kind of a problem because airbag lights usually aren't that easy, or they cost a lot just to fix. But like, I would just sand the headlights. Real quick, if you're interested in car flipping, I'd like to give you a free gift. It's a simple calculator for car flippers that automatically calculates things like your hourly rate and profit. Here's how it works. First, put in this information about your car. Next, add all the tasks you need to do before selling it. Then fill in the cost and hours of each task. Now it'll do all the calculations for you and give you your final numbers. This will help you see how much money you're actually making and keep records on every car flip. So I'd like to give you this flip tracker absolutely free. Just click the link in the description, enter your email, and it'll be sent over to you. Align a couple panels, they're a little off, maybe a couple bits of touch-up paint, put some tire shine on, and that's really all it needs. I'm gonna save it, but for the price, it might not be that good. And by the way, all of these cars, we're just considering them at the price they are, but a lot of the time, basically every single time I buy a car, I negotiate like over $1,000 off on every single one. Obviously, if it's a $1,000 car, I'm not doing that. Right here, price is negotiable. If you try to lowball me, the car description says price is negotiable, don't lowball me, and it seems pretty good. Looking over the pictures though, we can see there's some aftermarket exhaust on it. The whole back is completely destroyed. And he said something like track ready, like maybe he tried to make it track ready. So that's not very good. Yeah, this has definitely been to the track. The whole thing's beat up. You can just see that. We do not want that. All right, $2,200, 2015 not a Mustang, a BMW. It says never crashed. It has a special mechanical ignition motor. Probably not the starter motor because that's just a simple fix. And for this car, it's a really nice car. There's no way this car is $2,200 and the only problem is the starter. It's clearly got some bigger problems and he's lying about it, but you never know. I'm gonna call that our last car we find, so let's go over to the saved ones and start comparing them with other ones to see which ones are really the good deals. All right, here we are, and we've got these cars. Looks to be about 10. We'll just start from the top and go to the bottom and start comparing them, see what we can find. All I do is just copy and paste the whole title and I put it in another tab. And the other tab should not have any filters because you don't want to filter down what other cars are going for. And then also, as you see, like we put in 2003, and so it'll usually kind of try to show ones around 2003, maybe 2000 to 2005 or whatever. But then it also obviously shows some that are 1999, some that are 2026. So I only look for the ones that are like roughly in the same range or the same body style of the car. And I already kind of forgot about this car. Let's go back to the tab. It has 140,000 miles, we'll just say. Looks to be in pretty good condition. It needs a little bit of fixing up, but that's not a big deal. And it was going for 3,500, and just right away we can already tell, like there's ours. And compared to ours, all of the other ones are around $3,000, some lower, some higher. Like this one, I bet it's a unique situation. They just priced it really high, and this thing is never gonna sell. So we'll just keep looking at a couple more just to make sure. Seems like a good price for this thing. It's honestly probably $2,000 and ours was 3,500. So we're unsaving that and that is not a deal. Next one up, 2016 Ford Escape, 80,000 miles. Copy and paste that back over here and let's see what they're going for. All right, first of all, there's a lot of high price ones. That's ours right there with the dings in the side. But they're going for like an average of $6,000, maybe some are 4,000. Like $4,900 seems like the lowest price, and the highest price around 6,000. Anything above that is like crazy, and anything below what I said is like gonna have all sorts of problems. So let me click on a few of these $6,000 ones. They're probably perfect condition because they're so expensive. What about $4,000 one? Good condition, works perfect, listed a week ago. I would say this car without those scrapes would go for $6,000 because it only has 80,000 miles. So let's say $6,000 is the top range, but it has those scrapes. So we're gonna take off, I don't know, maybe $1,500. So now we're at $4,500 what this car would sell for. And just to make it simple, we'll take $250 off for any unforeseen things, fixing it up if it needs anything. And that leaves us with the price is $2,250. It's worth $4,250. So right here is a $2,000 profit. If you just buy this car, use a touch-up pen on that thing, take it through a car wash, that's basically it. For a $2,000 profit, that's definitely worth it. And secret right here, negotiate the price of the car down. Then you could get even more. 2,500 profit, maybe even 3,000 profit. That's a little pushing it. This car right here, it's our first real deal we found. All right, a next car, 2021 Nissan Versa. This was the suspicious one with no plate, and it has an airbag light on. But for the price for a 2021, it could be worth it. Yeah, see, they're going for a lot, but with an airbag light on, I would value that at like $2,000, honestly. And that one had other suspicious things, so I'd give it $2,000 of like scariness. I know it kind of sounds weird, but like if it's a $5,000 car, the scariness is $7,000. So if I can price it at $7,000 and make money on it, so I just act like that price tag says $7,000 is what it is. And then compared to all these other ones, there's a few that are around 7,000, maybe 8,000. But just taking the risk on that car does not seem to be worth it, just because it's a little suspicious. We're gonna unsave that. Go to the next one. BMW. Everyone loves BMW, so hopefully this thing goes for a lot. 3,300 might be kind of a normal price. Yeah, as you can see, the prices are all over for BMW. Some people act like BMWs are like the best car ever. Some people are just like, it's a normal car. And as you can see, there's a $1,000 one, there's a $6,500 one. Ours is right in the middle, and then there's some that are higher priced. Let's go back to ours, just look over the pictures. I mean, yeah, it's like a perfect condition one. It does have a subwoofer, which is not good just because it means it was modified, and these modified cars usually are kind of beat up because the owners that modify their cars, they just don't take as good care of them. Let's click on a couple $4,000 ones and see how they compare. I mean, this one's a lot, that one's kind of the same niceness, but it has more miles. This one has less miles, and it says or best offer. Yeah, like this one was probably sold. It was listed 6 weeks ago, but I would say our car, 3,300. I would say this car we could make $1,500 profit on. That's kind of the upper limit. And I'd say to be safe, just say 1,000. And I would not say this car is worth buying. So we're going to unsave it. What about this 2016 Dodge Dart? $5,000, 80,000 miles. In a new tab, they're going for around 6,000, 8,000, 5,000. What's up with this one? Let's check that out. They basically say there's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't have a plate on the front. I bet doesn't have one on the back. It looks lowered in the back, or the suspension is going out. There's some that are like this. This one's older. This car, it seems all right. 3,700 or best offer. I mean, it looks pretty decent. I would say our car over here looks better, but for the price, $5,000 when you could get this one for $3,700, that means this one is not worth it. So we're going to unsave this one. And what I'm actually going to do is we found a better deal. So why don't we look at this one, see if it's a better deal. As I was saying that, I read that it was 185,000 miles, which is a little too high for us because that's above our limit for our rule. But ours at $5,000 was nothing special. So let's move on. We've got 6 left. 2008 Chrysler. As I said, these things were just going for really cheap. So let's just see what they're going for in Texas, because maybe they're going for a little more. Maybe there's some profit to be made. Yep, they're all around 2,000. There's some that are like 3,000, and those $3,000 ones are just people trying to get the top dollar. That's a nope. All right, next up, 2014 Chevy Cruze, 120,000 miles, and ours was $3,000. Seems like some of them are going for 4,000, 5,000. Hey, ours is pretty well priced. What about like the ones that are priced around ours? What's up with them? This needs cat to be cleaned. That means you need a new cat. That's expensive. This one 3,000, 90,000 miles. Price can be negotiated. It is an old listing. I bet this car is sold. I'd say this car, it's almost good. It would be a good car to just buy and drive around, but to flip it, there's not too much profit you could make on that. All right, 2014 Chevy, $2,500, 131,000 miles, and they're going for... I mean, there's some expensive ones. We'll just click on the expensive one, see what's up with that. He's just overpricing it, I can just tell you before anything else. This one, 3,500, that seems all right just because it looks really clean. They upgraded the headlights, you can tell. Need mechanical work. Nope. That's ours, obviously. Ours seems to be priced all right. There is some higher priced ones, honestly. I think we could get 4,000 for this all day, and hopefully you could negotiate it down to 2,000. Worst case, you get 3,500 for it. You make $1,500 profit. I'd actually say this is a pretty good deal because it needs literally nothing except for like cleaning the carpet. And yeah, looking over the rest of the car, let me look at the dash. There's no dash lights on. The mileage is 131, which he said right here, which is great. So, hey, this car looks perfect. This is definitely another deal. I know it has brake pads that need to be replaced, and I said that's not a, like, that's our whole point of our video, is cosmetic only. But this is a good car if it wasn't cosmetic. So that's our deal, but it doesn't fit our rules, so we're not gonna actually claim it as a deal, but this is our deal where it's only cosmetics. But let's check out these last three and see if we can find one more. Honestly, just clicking on this one more time, it's very suspicious. It's modded out, you can see. Limited four-wheel drive, that just looks like aftermarket badging. Maybe it's not, I'm not sure. It kind of looks like he put these stickers on and it's not actually a 4x4. I very well could be wrong, I don't know. And the mileage is wrong, it's just a sketchy car. And it's hard to fix up a car with bad paint, so we'll just go over to this one, I guess. Chevy Traverse, 134,000 miles, $2,500. Yeah, they're going for all over the place, kinda. Maybe $3,000. This is nothing special. And the faded paint on the hood, so... Last car, 2008 Volvo, selling it, 140,000 miles, no problems. Putting it over here in another tab. There's a little bit of potential. There's some higher priced ones. Click on these. Let's see how many miles they have. Doesn't say miles, but it says or best offer. I always look for or best offer, obviously, because that means they're willing to negotiate, or if they just say price is negotiable. But right now, so far, these two higher priced ones, they're negotiable, so like they're not actually that price, and all the other ones are around 2,500, maybe 3,000. So this is no special deal. Unsave that, and right here are our two deals of the day. This one fits our rules. It has only cosmetic problems, just that scrape on the side. And this one, the only problem is the brake pads, which is not that big of a problem. You could even take it to a shop and only you do the cosmetic work. But both of these, great deals. I would say this one's definitely a better deal. But even if you know how to find a good deal, there's something major that most flippers get wrong. So check out this video where I show you how to flip cars without any experience. And as always, I'm wishing you a lucky day.